Hi friends. As usual, this one's going to be a little bit different. I have a link for you. It's a precious link, and I'm asking you all, first of all, to settle down into your heart, to be with me here. It's the best way to do it. And second of all, I'm going to ask you all to click the link over to the written journal so that you may watch the video. It's called Breaking the Spell and the Full Magnitude of Who We Are. I have been so inspired by this that it's about 20 minutes. I listened to it 3 times in a row. And while I did, I was consciously reprogramming myself and deprogramming myself. Now be in heart. Settle down in. Relax. Take a deep breath. The fact is that we're all programmed. And I don't want to talk to your programming. I want to talk to you. But for you to hear me, you must go within. Otherwise, you're just operating on the surface of things. And that surface is great enough. Sure it is. It's wonderful. But it's nothing compared to who you are, to who I am. Are you ready to hear that? Are you ready to ditch the massive programming that's keeping you small, keeping you believing in smallness, in limits of any kind? Don't hear me in the mind, be in the heart. Be in the heart. Some of you might be put off because this is an audio by David Icke. Don't let that bother you if you have prejudices against him. I ask that you look at that and wonder if those might have been programmed in. And I just ask that you give his information, this 20 minutes worth, a go. Be as open as you can be. Your programming can and will fall away from you when you are ready. You're in charge there. And until you're ready, you can get stuck. You can stall forever. I mean, it's not real, but it can be your experience of things. So, who's ready to face reality with a capital R? You are as unlimited as a sunbeam, and even more so. You are as uncapturable as light. I'm so amazed by this video, and I shared the link with you maybe a dozen videos back. It's about the work of Goethe, the one we normally think of as a philosopher, with light, 40 years worth of deep, intense study of light. He discovered things Newton couldn't see due to Newton's beliefs. Maybe Goethe was more open. It's marvelous. And yes, I am asking that you start clicking over to the transcripts so that you can get these wonderful links that are there for you. I don't always announce them. Although you can look in the description with the videos and you'll see the title of them. Okay. In a box, you can run light into a box with a glass front and a hole on one end for the light to shine in. When you look in the box, it looks dark. Except you put your hand in there. Take the glass front off, put your hand in, and your hand is illuminated. The light is obviously there. But if you're only looking in the box, it's not seen. It's not visible until it has something to shine on. You're not visible either. Let that sink in. You are not visible. But you shine on anything that gets in your vicinity. You illuminate it. Drop all limits. All of them. All of them. There's a lot of weeding to do to get to the point where you know that you are source. There are many belief weeds that have got to go. They are not serving you. They were not put in by you. There were other gardeners taking care of your garden before you grew up and took it over. And maybe you haven't taken it over yet. Not until you start weeding it and you start planting beliefs of your choice. At that point in time, you've taken it over. There are no limits to you. Can you imagine Source being limited? I can't. So, all that stuff clanging around in your head is just evidence of the weeds. That's the noxious odor of the weeds in your belief garden. They just need to be pulled, and you're in charge. Miracles are going to become just the way of it. All what we thought were scientific laws and all the rest of it those are limits, my friends. Those will fall away from you. Oh yes, I feel a lot of you saying she's gone over the edge there. No, maybe you need to go over this edge. Maybe you just need to be open for a little bit. You can pick up all of that garbage later. Just for a moment, consider what it's like to be unlimited. When will you choose this? Get out of your head. Get back down into your heart. Your head is where the programming is, my friends. That's what they've programmed. And I'll call on the old Einstein quote, you cannot solve problems with the same consciousness that created them. All right? That consciousness is resident in your head. Now, you gave it space. You are in charge of your reality. You can be as unlimited as you want, not as your mind wants, not as your brain wants, not as your programming wants. You cannot listen to this from the mind and get anything worthwhile out of it. And I won't take responsibility for the nonsense that mind will take off on, thinking it understands what I'm saying. Be in heart. You'll know when you get it, okay? You'll just know. We're so much deeper. We've been trained to live on the surface, which is 3D. But we're not limited to that. By sticking with the mind, working with the mind, listening to the mind, we're pinning ourselves like butterflies on styrofoam to 3D. I know, it's a horrible picture, but it's a horrible thing to do to yourself, too. Now, it's darned uncomfortable at first to get out of the head. It's due to the programming, to the deep beliefs that you are that you understand, that you know things. You don't. We could burn all of the textbooks in all of the schools and lose nothing. What little truth is there has been slanted for the purposes of those behind the scenes. We've got it all inside, in your deep inner knowing. We can contact reality directly, the deeper reality. The Akashic records are real. We can get truth. We don't have to settle for lies. Will it happen overnight? For some, it might. For most of us, we're in the transition phase now. Have you not seen the old man falling away so that the new could be born? Have you not felt the mind freaking out over not being in charge anymore, getting depressed, getting angry, getting wily, getting slick, getting desperate to do anything it could to keep you on its track? Have you not seen that? Now tell me, please, what's different between that and the dance of the powers that were in the outer world? Desperate to stay in charge. The inner reflects the outer. You can go to the inner and live a very, very full life. And you will find yourself like a master alchemist. At a certain point, you'll realize, oh my God, I am creating my reality. This is open and available to all of us now, but we have to engage. And I'm calling on you to engage. I'm calling on you to listen at least once, seated in heart, with openness to this link I'm attaching. Choose what to believe. We are all great adventurers. The proof? You're here. You've chosen to take a body and manifest here. That qualifies you. Now your head is full of all kinds of ideas about who and what you think you are. Set them aside. If you can't shit-can them yet, then at least set them aside and take 5 minutes a day, at a minimum, to reprogram yourself, to be open to your own inner magnificence. 5 minutes a day to not listen to the mind. I mean, you can't shut it up, but you don't have to pay it attention either, now do you? You're in charge. Do you pay your kids attention all the time when they're squabbling and wrangling? And what purpose would that serve? They'll work it out. So will your mind. Your mind is not dumb. It will get this figured out. But until you take the reins back into your own hands, you will not reign in your inner kingdom, your kingdom of heart, where you are the regent. You are the king or the queen. You are that one. Oh, you are so far beyond a king and a queen, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. You are source. That's the big leap. Now take it in whatever small steps suit you. Reprogram yourself with whatever methods you choose. If you can't take 5 minutes a day for this, then things will go faster than you're ready for, and it will just be all the more uncomfortable for you later on when the miracles start appearing everywhere for others, and you're wondering how you got left out. Mostly, don't pay others any attention. That's to be on the 3D reality, where there seems to be separation. There seem to be others, there are not. In the deeper reality, you are the one. As David Icke is so fond of saying, and you can say it, and I can say it, I am all that is, that ever was, that ever will be. I am that. That is what we are. No worries. Source has no worries or problems. Let it go. As much as you can, let the 3D perspective go. Set it aside. It has its usefulness, but don't let it limit you. As you're setting it aside, even if only for 5 minutes a day, and 30 minutes or an hour would be much more reasonable, but 5 is fine. As you're setting it aside and going within, you're strengthening yourself in light. You're reminding yourself of who you really are. What will happen is that as you come back later to the 3D, you will be changed. You will have had a perspective shift, and it will happen to you again and again and again. I keep waking up a whole new person. I'm open to that always. Be open. Anything is possible. Go plant that one. Plant a lot of them. Anything is possible. No limits. I've got a garden full of those. No limits. They come in all varieties and different colors and sizes and fragrances. No limits. In heart, you must keep head out of it, so that when you turn your attention once again to 3D, it's a new you. Did you ever go back to where you were a little child, where your parents brought you up? And did you ever look and see those things that were so huge to you, those things that had such great expanses? Did you ever look and see how small that would look to you now? We can do this. We can do this changing basically overnight, because we simply already are that. Enlightened? Honey, your source. What are you going to be enlightened to? You just are light. There's no waiting needed here. You already are that. There's weeding needed. There's shifting needed. There's throwing out the garbage needed. Oh, and along the way, whistle a happy tune. Enjoy yourself. You think Source would do anything less? Identify with Source. No more heroes, okay? Identify with Source. You are the frickin' hero. To grow into that, identify with who and what you really are. Others will look at you and see the hero. That's fine. Whatever. You can't help that. Others are their business. You are your business, and you are unlimited, as am I. When I look at you through these eyes, I see you as you are, unlimited. I've told you before, your beauty brings tears to my eyes. Just that looking is like angel wings buoying you up. It helps you connect with the I am that you are, that I am, with beingness, with being Source. We are creators. The focus of our attention holds tremendous power. Tremendous power. That is why the mind has been programmed. If any force wanted to come in and muck with us, they would have to reprogram the mind away from knowing who and what it really is. And so, when you look on the beliefs in your smallness, you empower them. When you worry, you bring more of the same energy into your world. You solve nothing with worry. Worry never solved a thing, never will. The you that's in there, that's divine, can recognize this, can see it, and can drop that in a moment. It's a matter of planting a new belief and nourishing it. And simply, gently, lovingly, compassionately catching the self out when it's listening to the mental garbage. Take the trash out. Mind will catch on. It just can't be in control anymore. You just can't spend all your time in the mind if you want to be the fullness of the awakened one that you already are. As long as you're believing the mind and what it's dishing up, and through all the other minds out there and all the media and all the rest of it, except for the truth speakers, they're out there. When you're listening to that, you're limiting yourself. You're creating just by listening, just by paying it attention. You're pouring your energy into it. Now, you are greater than anything I could say to you here. Don't let my words limit you either. I've shared before that I watch what heart calls me to watch, and sometimes it's one of these things that could be seen as negative. But I find heart calling me to watch it so that, perhaps so that the calls can be made to bind and limit that, to protect the people that are involved, who knows what. See, you can't have, no, you can do anything you want to do. I choose not to have any broad generalizations in my head limiting me from going with the flow of what heart guides me into. I'm open. No rules. Just love. No rules. It's enough. See you again soon. Namaste.